everybody. How was lunch? Wonderful. So if you don't know me, my name is Katie Gleddy-Syan. I am the director here at McFarland Senior Outreach. I am so glad that you're joining us today to learn about all of the wonderful things you can do with a library card here at the Locke Public Library. And to tell us all about it is our Adult Services Librarian at Locke Public Library. I am so pleased to introduce Sara Hendrickson. Please give her a round of applause.
Thank you. This is the first time I've actually done one of these since I've been a teacher. So I'm feeling a little rusty, but we'll make it through. So as Katie said, I'm the Adult Services Librarian at Locke, and that entails a couple things. One of the big ones that impacts you is programming. So I'm kind of the one that will deal with adult programs, and then we have two other librarians that deal with children's and teen programs. So this is just a very nice picture of Locke in the fall, which I thought was apropos because we had such beautiful weather this past week. So thank you all for coming. Just a little bit about Locke. So in our current location, which is right across the street, we opened 20 years ago. Yeah, in 2005. So we've been there for quite some time. We're one of the few libraries within the system that's open 7 days a week, year round. A lot of libraries will take the summers off for Sundays, but we have found that that's one of our busiest days. So we stay open. We offer youth, teen, and adult services, and that's not just programs or materials. There's other things that we do as well. I'm actually in school right now, so I found some data that 50% or roughly thereof of McFarland has library cards, which means that there's probably a neighbor of yours that doesn't have one, and you need to tell them to come to the library and get a library card. It's free. And yeah. And we love helping the members of our community. Anyone that comes in with any kind of question, we do our best to answer that question or send you to the person who will best answer that question. So some of the reasons why libraries are important. They're foundational to education, imagination, and opportunity for everyone. Library cards are free. Libraries are free. There's no barrier, monetarily speaking, from anybody being able to partake. We welcome all people. We serve as an inclusive hub. We have a lot of people think of libraries as a third space, and people will spend the whole day there, whether it's working or if they have the day off or, whatever the case may be, they feel safe at the library. We connect individuals across cultures, generations, and experiences, and we open doors to endless possibilities from books and technology to lifelong learning and imagination. And this is a picture from a program that we had in May. This is Kim Crawley. She is of the Ho-Chunk Nation, and she came to teach us some black ash basket weaving. It was amazing, and I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to have her come. So, all right, so we offer quite a lot of things. First and foremost, we've got computers and wireless internet. And you would think that in today's age, everyone's got their own device. But so many people no longer have printers at their own house that a lot of them will come to the library and log onto those computers and do what they need to do and then use the printer. Speaking of, we have printing, copying, faxing, and scanning, and we just got new stuff. We're still working out a couple of the kinks, but we're finding it's pretty amazing. And one of the things that we like most is before, when you would go to print something, you couldn't actually see it beforehand in preview. And now we can see on this, it's almost like a giant iPad, exactly what your document's going to look like. So, and we're willing to help you figure out how to do those things. We don't expect you to walk in and know exactly what to do. We do have a notary service, and you can drop in. We do also say you can go online and schedule one, and I do believe we have a second librarian who's now working on getting her notary taken care of, so we can have two. We do book bundle requests. So if you're just like, I haven't read in a while, I'd love some mysteries, maybe just large print, but I only want 2 or 3. Those requests come to me, and then I kind of go on a hunt in the library and find some books and put them together so that you can come to the library and say, yes, you did a great job, or no, try again. So, and I'm not offended if you don't like the choices that I made. That's totally fine. Tech help. So tech help is kind of a all-encompassing area. We will have patrons that come a lot for Libby. Libby is an online library that you can use your library card, again, for free. And so you can read books or listen to audiobooks on your device. It could be on a laptop. So a lot of times we'll have Libby questions of how do I do this? How do I get my library card into there? And lots of the librarians know how to do that. But even if you're having trouble with, let's say, a computer, or you're having problems with email, what are some of the other things we've dealt with smartphones. I've dealt with like transferring stuff from one device to another. You can stop by the library and say, hey, I need some help, and I'll see if I'm available, or you can schedule an appointment with me. And I have some people that come on a regular basis and some people that just drop in once and then they're good to go. And I don't care how many times you need the help, or if you have the same question 50 times, I will be there to help you. And it's okay that you don't know the answer, because technology is continually changing at a very rapid pace. I've gotten very apt at just Googling, like, what do we do? And if I can't do it, for example, this morning we had a woman who was dealing with a computer problem. I said, this is the point where you need to talk to an expert, and I'll let you know that. So we also have study rooms where it might be that you're doing some work, or maybe you have a meeting. Those you cannot make a reservation for, except there's one of the 2 rooms that you can, but it's only for 1 hour. And the reason is people are there all the time using it pretty much the entire day. And so we want to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to use those. We also offer curbside and locker pickup, with a little caveat for locker pickup, and I'll talk about that in a second. So I know this started during COVID, where when the library was shut down and patrons couldn't come in, you could still come to the library, and the librarians would actually take some books out to your car. So you still have the opportunity. If you're running errands and you need to make a stop at the library, you can call us and we'll just bring them right out to your car. We also have some lockers that are in between the first set of doors and the second set of doors. And that's so that if you can't make it to the library while we're open, you can get books when we're closed. We're dealing with some door issues at this moment, but we're hoping to get those resolved, and then those locker pickups will be available again. And these are just some of the services, not all of them. Otherwise, this would be a very long presentation. All right, so what does your library card get you? Obviously books, but lots of different books. We've got large print, we've got regular print, we've got audiobooks, and then there are ebooks and e-audiobooks on Libby, which some people also call Wisconsin's digital library. Same thing, even though it's 2 different websites. I know, technology is confusing. Magazines, movies, TV series, CDs, video games. Maybe some of you are big gamers. I wanted to make sure you knew that you can check out a video game for Xbox or Nintendo, or maybe you have some grandkids that are coming and they're going to bring their device. You could come to the library and get some games. And for things like the magazines, we also have an online resource where you can do the digital versions of those. So those are kind of the regular things that your library card gets you. But then there's something called a library of things. And really what it is anything that's not what I just mentioned, that might seem a little irregular, but we thought these are things that the community might want to use. And maybe you don't want to have to go out and pay for it because you don't use it all that often. So we are part of Bird Festival. McFarland is a bird city. And with that, we have done some fundraising. And with that fundraising, one of the things that we have done is purchased birding backpacks. And in each birding backpack are 2 sets of binoculars, one that's an adult size and one that's a children, and then a couple of birding books. And then you can actually just check out the whole backpack using your library card and take it home or go to a local park and use it and then bring it back just like you would bring anything else back. And we have 4 of those. So if you are an avid birder and you have a friend or a partner that's also an avid birder, you can actually check out 2 backpacks. We also have some blood pressure monitors. So we've been working with Stoughton Health, and they donated some blood pressure monitors, and they have different sized cuffs. So if you've recently gone to the doctor and your doctor wants you to be checking that at home on a regular basis and you don't want to go buy your own, you can check one out for an extended period of time from the library. We have tons of board games, and recently, just this summer, we got disc golf and pickleball sets. We have a great relationship with the Wisconsin State Park System. They have park passes that we can purchase as a library to give to you for free. So all you have to do is tell us ahead of time your dates, because we are required to write down like a window of dates, and I believe it's 3, so you can go one of those days. And you just come to the library, we write it out, you take it home, and you get to go to the park, any state park, for free with that pass. And we, at this point, don't really have a limit as to how many over the course of a year. So please take advantage of that. Another thing kind of along with that is APT Players Theater. That's in Spring Green, right? The last 2 summers have been doing something with libraries where they give us passes for APT tickets. So, and it was such a success last summer that they did it again this summer, and I'd be willing to guess that they'll do it again next summer. So keep your eye on. If you're the kind of person that likes to see some theater, you get some free tickets. We've got thermal leak detectors, and we also have a WhatsApp energy meter. The one thing about the Library of Things compared to a book is you can't put it on hold. If it's at the library, you can get it that day. The one that you actually can put on hold is the WhatsApp energy meter, because there's all, I don't know if it's every single library in the system has those. So it's one of those kind of materials that we want to make sure everyone is aware that it's available. We are constantly trying to come up with more Library of Things ideas. So if you think, hey, McFarland really likes XYZ, let us know, and we'll see if it's something that we can get. So, like I said, I'm kind of in charge of adult programs, and we have 2 sets of programming. We have our regular programming that happens either weekly or monthly, and then we have special programs. So for our regular, we have 2 book clubs. We have a mystery book club that happens the first Wednesday of every month, and then we have an afternoon book club that happens the second Wednesday of every month, and that one's in the afternoon. So this coming month, the Mystery Book Club is reading Mystic River, and Lost Roses is going to be talked about this coming Wednesday, actually. And we as library staff run those, but it's very much a communal kind of experience. So whatever anyone wants to talk about, we discuss in those book clubs. We have a craft club on the 3rd Wednesday of the month, and that one's also in the evening. And we try to do a wide range of crafts, anything from painting to things with paper, to things with watercolor, drawing. So this right here is a paper flower that you just roll up paper and glue them to make this beautiful dahlia kind of flower. This is a alcohol and Sharpie coaster. So you just color it with Sharpie and then you drop alcohol on it and it creates really cool patterns. And then over there is a chunk of a branch, and we made ornaments last December, and you could draw them, color them however you wanted to color them. We have a bridge club that as of last year is now weekly, and it's from 12:30 to 2:30 every Thursday. And every once in a while, they'd like to do a little extra bridging. And so it's not on here, but we'll actually be doing some Wednesday early afternoon bridge basics coming up in October for a couple weeks. If you love to play bridge, this is your jam. I'm just going to tell you there. There's people who've played for a long time, but there's also people who are very new to the game. And we always offer coffee and tea if that would help bring you to the bridge club. And then twice a month on the first and second Saturdays, we have Conversaciones en Español. So we have a couple of people within the community that come. And then the goal is to read articles or just have discussions, but it's all in Spanish. So if you're trying to brush up on your Español, this would be a great place to stop by. All right, so for some special programs, there's a lot, and I just wanted to highlight a few of them. We try to do 2 to 3 special programs each month. So for September, we have Family Game Day coming up this Saturday. And then Ron Larson, who is a local historian, knows everything McFarland. He's going to be doing 2 walking tours the same weekend as the community festival. So one of the walking tours will be looking at the historical markers on Exchange Street. And then the second walking tour will be looking at the historical markers on Maine, Wisconsin, and Broadhead. So those will be happening both on that Saturday. In October, the very first week of October is Banned Book Week, and so we try to do some extra stuff to coincide with that. So Forward Theater is coming, and they're going to do some monologues for the public. And then Kim Crawley, the woman that I had shown you in the previous page who had done the basket weaving, she's coming back to do a Ho Chunk food tasting. So she's going to bring some of her family recipes, and you can stop by on the 11th and try some of that out. We also have Chad Lewis, who's kind of a known gentleman from Wisconsin. He does all things paranormal, and he is coming on October 23rd to do Wisconsin's most haunted locations. He's a fabulous presenter. I highly recommend it. Something else that wasn't on this because it's not, we're still working on it, but we're hoping to have Mike LaCrone come on October 22nd. He was the Badger director for the band for many, many years. And that one would be on, popular music Mike LaCrone style. And so he'd actually talk about some of his favorites and how it influenced him when he was the director of the band. We also have some great things coming up in November and December. One thing for November is we have partnered to do something called Caring Quilts, and I thought it was pretty phenomenally amazing last year, and so we're doing it again this year. And so in November, we will have another reception to show off all the stuff that everyone in McFarland has put together for those quilts. It's, pretty amazing. Yeah. All right, so like I said, not only can you come to the library to do library things, but you can access the library online. And I will show you in just a second, but there's a page on our website that's all online resources, and I wanted to list a few of those here. So these are all things that you can use because you have a library card. The first one is Ancestry. And that is anything genealogically related, so if you're into that sort of thing. The one thing about Ancestry is that you have to be in the library to use it. I have found another one called Family Search that is free. You don't even need a library card and has pretty much everything that Ancestry has. And if you're like, I would love to learn how to use that, that would be some tech help. You can call me, we can sit down, and I can show you how to do that. You can also access consumer reports. Flipster is our online magazine portal. So if there's maybe a magazine that we don't have in person, you could see if we have it in Flipster. Canopy is movies. And then the New York Times and Washington Post you can also get with your library card. And there are instructions online as to how to get that. But again, we'd be more than happy to help you. And many more things. So we have something called Creative Bug. So if you're a crafter, there's classes that you can look on there or directions about how to do certain things. And by things, I mean pretty much anything you could think of that is in the craft world. Transparent language. If you're wanting to learn a new language, you can use transparent language online. I've actually used it with a patron before. And it's very involved, learning how to speak, learning how to write, learning how to read, and there's so many different languages. Morningstar is for those of you who are into like stocks and understanding money. I can't help you that much with that, but I can help you get there. And then digitallearn.org. So that's another free one that you don't even need your library card for. So if you're like, I've never used a computer, I don't know what to do. there's something that you can click and it'll show you how to use your computer. It'll walk you through some lessons. It'll even have little mini quizzes that you can take to see how well you've learned it. I do believe there's some cybersecurity things on there. There's things about learning how to use email, an Apple phone versus an Android phone. Lots and lots of resources. And if you just want, again, to schedule an appointment with me, I will sit down and show you all of those lovely things. All right, and then I'm going to step away for just a second. Before I was putting this together, or after I was putting this together, we found Mary Driscoll, who I happen to be writing about, asked to come to the meeting. So I thought, Mary, you know so much more. Why don't you come up and talk about home delivery service?
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Sarah. It's so nice to be here today. So yes, I work with Dane County Library Service. And for those of you who might remember who've lived in McFarland for a very long time, the bookmobile used to come to McFarland. Who remembers that? Oh, yay, you're out there. Yeah. And then you have a beautiful library, so the bookmobile doesn't come and visit you anymore. But I am the outreach librarian for the county, and part of my job is making sure that those people that can't get to the library still have access to library resources. And one of the ways we do that is books through the mail. It's a really nice service, all free. We do large print books and audiobooks through the mail. They come in the zippered canvas envelope. The letter carrier drops it off at your house like they would any other package or letter. And then, as you can see on the outside, there's a clear plastic pocket. We have an address card in there. When you're ready to return the materials, you just flip the little card over, so my address is showing, and then you set it out and your letter carrier takes it away for free. Very, very nice. It does have to be a large print item or an audiobook item. It's a postal regulation. It's not something I decided. So, but it's a wonderful service. If you're not interested, maybe you know of somebody who might be. Sometimes I have people who they will get 1 or 2 of these packages a week. Other people, I might not hear from them for 6 months, and then I'll send them a bag out. It's however much you would like the service to be. It's all decided by you. So sometimes I also have people who only use the service in the winter when maybe they don't want to get out, in the cold, snowy weather and where it's slippery, or if somebody's had surgery and maybe they're just home for a little bit. So it's just a wonderful service, and I always want to make sure that people are familiar with it because it is so very nice. I'm also available, Sarah was talking so nicely about Libby. I am also available to come to your house and help you with Libby. I know there are sometimes people who can't get to the library, so I could come to the house and help you. So it's a nice service, and as with Sarah had said, if I come out and I show you how to use Libby, and a week later you're like, I absolutely cannot remember how to do this, you can call me and I will come back and I will help you again and again. It's just, we want to make sure that you're getting things to read and enjoying yourself. Also, for you folks that live at Williamstown Bay, Dane County Library Service is the one that provides the monthly delivery of large print books. So if you are interested in requesting books, and they don't have to be large print books, but if you want movies, magazines, regular print books, and you're like, oh, I would love for that to come directly to Williamstown Bay, I can help you with that. You would just have to give me a call and we can connect. And then once a month, you could get library materials sent directly to your place. So it's a super service. And, I see a hand.
I have a question about when did the bookmobile stop? Because not too long ago, I saw it out in Wabisa Heights.
Oh, yes, we still visit Wabisa Heights because they don't have a bricks and mortar library out there. So we visit little places like Roxbury, or even like bigger communities like Cottage Grove that don't have a bricks and mortar library. But Wabisa Heights is one of our places, so yeah. So, my goodness. So you're Williamstown. Oh, yes.
Is it easier to text you or call you?
Call or email. I have a little flyer that I'm going to give to you that's got my information on it. I always feel like it's people are more likely to call if they've met me in person or met us in person, because I feel like then you're like, oh yeah, she seemed nice. rather than like getting a flyer and being like, I don't know if I want to call that person. You can call me. I have sometimes people just call me and just like talk about their neighbors, tell me a joke. It's fine. Yeah, it really is. So
And if you would accidentally email me about the books, I just email Mary and say, hey, so-and-so is looking for that. So don't worry if it goes to the wrong person.
Right. We're just here to make sure that you're getting what you need and that your brain is busy and happy, because we all need that. So I will give you guys a little flyer. Any questions? I know I threw a lot at you.
Do you ever have trouble with people taking something off of your porch? And with those, have you ever lost any?
You can't hear her. I have had this job for like 26 years, and I have only had one bag go missing in all that time. I feel like it just doesn't happen. It's just, yeah.
I've just heard so many more people that, they have to take a picture when they deliver something because so many people are saying on Village whatever, or the next door neighbor thing, somebody took this package, if you get this, I just wondered how they treated your nice, cool red bag.
That's an excellent question. For those people that live in a home and have a post box, I usually contact the person and we talk a little bit about like how big of a bag can we fit in your box. So, because I have smaller ones as well. And so for some people, I might only send out a book in a little smaller bag, but I just connect and we figure it out. But I really, honestly, in 26 years, one bag has gone missing. And yeah, so it's not a problem. And even if it did, it's not like we would charge you. We wouldn't ever be like, you've got to pay for this, We just don't roll that way. Yeah.
I do hope they would read those books then.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, that's always my opinion on that. And you can have the stuff for as long as you need it. We're not going to be calling you up going, you need to get that back. Yeah, we're very relaxed because that's the way you need to be, right? All right. Thank you so much, Sarah. And I'll give you guys all flyers before you leave.
All right. And then besides home delivery, we also have another thing, and this actually is just part of Wisconsin, but also nationwide, and that's the Wisconsin Talking Book and Braille Library. So if you have a patron or a person in your family who maybe is blind or has some visual impairment, you can actually get audiobooks and Braille materials in person if you're in Wisconsin, from the WTBBL. They are located in Milwaukee, and it's available to everyone here in McFarland, but again, kind of like Mary, you're not going to go through me. You're going to actually go through the Wisconsin Talking Braille Book and Braille Library. And so I do have some contact information up here if that's something that yes, Mary. Is that in your little pack?
It's a lovely free program if you are interested, and it can also be for people who no longer can hold a book. I have had some people who have Parkinson's who no longer can hold a book. If you think it would be a good fit for you or somebody you would know, I can come out and do a demo right at your house directly and sign you up for the program or sign up that person for the program. So yeah, I will come to your house. I have never had anyone say no once I show them it because it's so nice, and you get a little talking books machine. They send you this stuff through the mail. You send it back for free. It's fantastic, and they are so nice in Milwaukee to work with. So yeah, so just keep that in the back of your head if you run into someone with low vision or somebody who is unable to hold a book.
Do they have those in Illinois? I know someone that needs.
Yes, it's a national program. It's through the Library of Congress.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry, Sarah.
No, thank you for interrupting. I appreciate that. So when you get your booklet from Mary, you can put a little star and say, can also help with talking books and Braille. But this is also the contact information for the people in Milwaukee if that is something that you would prefer to do. But again, Mary can help with that as well. And I think I've not worked in libraries very long, but I've known one patron who lives here in McFarland that has used it and has said amazing things about it. So All right. And something that's very similar to the library, but a little bit different, is the Friends of McFarland Library. So we have a group of volunteers who love books. Maybe they used to work in a library, or maybe they just love serving their community, and they love listening and helping people understand that the library is a great resource to have. And so they are a group that fundraises and supports the library. They raise money for purchasing materials. They are the ones that help sponsor or pay for a lot of our summer reading programming and other things along with the summer reading. They are the ones that are in charge of our quarterly book sales at the library. Next one's coming up, Community Festival Weekend. That's what I got right here. And they meet the first Tuesday of each month at the library, and everyone is welcome. They are always looking for more people to be involved with the Friends of the McFarland Library. All right. So the reason why I was here today is September is library card sign-up month. We really want to see people getting their library card and using their library card. So we have a couple things that we're running this month. So anybody who applies for a library card gets their information put into a drawing for a prize at the end of the month. But we also know there's quite a few people who use the library on a regular basis. So we also have surveys that you can fill out, and then that gets entered into a drawing for a prize as well. And you can do those things online, but I also brought paper stuff today so that if you were one of those like, I just rather use the paper version, I can help you with that. For a library card, it's very easy. It's free. You just need an ID and proof of residence. And a lot of times that is your license. As long as you've got both of those things, I can take care of that today for you. Or if you want to do it online, you can do that as well. And I have a little picture here of our website, but I'm actually going to show you the website just so you kind of know where to look at. So our library website is mcfarlandlibrary.org, and this is what it looks like. And right here at the top in this box, it says apply for a library card. So you can click on that, and it will take you right to the online application. And if you're one of those who's already applied and you just want to fill out a survey, if you find this blue box at the top, you can click it. And there will be a link for the survey right here. So either way, and it's okay if you don't want to sign up for a library card, you could actually take the application home with you, fill it out there, and bring it back to the library anytime with that photo ID. So, are there any questions? All right. Well, thank you for having me here at my first Lunch and Learn with the Senior Outreach. On your tables are a bunch of little stickers and some temporary tattoos of Seymour. Seymour is the children's puppet. He's very cute. You are welcome to take that. And then I also have a bag or a little container over there with some library swag. So there's other stickers, there's bookmarks, there's highlighters, there's pens, there's pencils. Feel free to take one thing. Feel free to take more than one thing. It's totally up to you. And then, is it Brittany? Is that her name? Brittany? Brittany. Brittany made these packets for you. Brittany is the newest member of Senior Outreach. And in there are some, you can quiz yourself if you were paying attention today. There's some questions in here, and you can find out if they were true or false. Did I see a hand?
I was going to say, the only thing I wondered, do people know that too, like if they're getting trained on, I don't know, if you ever have like a doctor that needs to give you some training on something new, like if you're diabetic, I've gone and they let you use a room and schedule those trainings right in the library. Awesome. So you don't have to go to the clinic. And that helps a lot. Sarah also taught me how to do photos, how to get them off your cell phone onto the computer and then get them into like wherever you want to get them made up, Walgreens or whatever. She is the best resource. She teaches you everything. When you have trouble with your computer on or your phone, just call her up. She's right there. If you take her a little treat too, that
She is not an audience plant, I promise. I mean, I love my job. I love serving people, and I feel like this is a great and unique opportunity to do so. And you are a wonderful group of people who deserve to be served. So that's why I do it.